Yo, 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 what is up, y'all? It's Cone back here again tonight with another episode of After the Buzzer, the show where I recap the NBA games from the night. We had Game 4 of the NBA Finals tonight, a must-win for the Golden State Warriors, in my opinion, because you can't go down 3-1 in the finals and win. It's only ever happened once, and that guy is not here, so the Warriors needed this game desperately in TD Garden after last game where the Celtics had an incredible performance. They did exactly what they needed to do. They got physical, they hit their shots, they got huge games from their big three, as well as Robert Williams, who is a monster defensively. So coming into this one, the Warriors needed guys to step up, and there were a lot of candidates. Draymond Green has really been struggling over the course of this series. Coming into this game, he had 15 fouls to 15 points on the series. Klay Thompson had been really hit or miss. Andrew Wiggins had been pretty solid, but maybe he could step up a little bit. Really, the only guy that didn't really need to step up was Steph Curry. He had been averaging over 30 points per game in the finals, doing it efficiently, carrying this team offensively while playing great defense as well. Steph was like the only guy who they really didn't need to play better. So naturally, you know what happened tonight? Steph Curry had the best game of his career. 43 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 threes, over 50% shooting. He was a monster. He was unstoppable, silencing every narrative about him. You know, all the narratives that, oh, he's never won a finals MVP, he's washed, whatever. The finals MVP is very clearly his as long as the Warriors can pull out this series. He's been by far the best player in these finals. It's really not even close. There are a lot of people talking about, oh, Steph, he's not doing it in the fourth quarter. So you know what he did? He dominated in the fourth quarter to close this game out. He went crazy in the third, went crazy in the fourth, ending up with 43 points to close out this game against the Celtics. 107-97 win for the Golden State Warriors to even up the series 2-2. And when I make the claim that this is the best game of Steph's career, I'm going to be honest, I didn't do a lot of research. I've watched Steph Curry since he had his big rise early on in his career, and no game comes to mind like this. Sure, he's had some incredible performances. He scored more points in the past, but this was a finals game. And not just that. This was a finals game where this was big for him. This was such a big narrative game. While a lot of people really don't care about narratives, me included, you know, if Steph went out there and had a bad game, or if the Warriors lost this to go down 3-1, a lot of people are going to start talking. Steph can't do this. Oh, Steph needs Kevin Durant. Steph can't win without a super team, whatever. He silenced all of that tonight with his play. And it wasn't just like hitting open threes. He was getting hit. He was getting fouled on a lot of these threes, and he was not getting calls. Steph's never been a guy to really get good calls. He doesn't really have that superstar whistle like you would expect him to have, but it didn't matter. He was getting hit on threes, he was getting bumped, he was having to run around screens at an unreal level. Steph Curry, his cardio must be ridiculous because this man never seems to get tired, and he was just running around screens, running off of pin downs, doing everything he typically does at such a high level, cooking when he got the switches. There were multiple possessions where he got Robert Williams or Al Horford on him, and he would hit a step back three or drive into the paint and hit a floater. He was in full killer instinct mode. Every time Steph got the ball, he was looking to score. He knew that no one on the court could stop him tonight. And that was one of my big question marks for the Warriors coming into this series. Throughout these playoffs, we've seen a lot of Steph kind of deferring a bit more, focusing a bit more on team-based basketball, which makes sense. Steph Curry was obviously a unanimous MVP in the past and stuff like that, but while he still is really good and he still is one of the top 5 players in the world, he's not quite that player he used to be, and so it makes sense to shift a bit more into a team dynamic. This is a really deep Warriors team, and it was working pretty well up until the finals. And then the finals, it was clear from the get-go that they needed Steph Curry to take over, and he has done that every single night, every single game. Steph Curry has come out and been the best player on the court, and tonight when they needed him most, he stepped up again. It's incredible what he's doing. He's having a historic finals performance, silencing all the narratives, all of the everything that people have to say about him or use to put him down. He's quieting it. He's hitting shots in the biggest moments, on the biggest stage. He's always been an underrated finals performer, and I hope people are now seeing that in what he's doing in this. Facing off against a great defense that honestly has played really good defense on him. They've done a great job of making Steph take tough looks, fight for his looks, and expose them on the switches. They are forcing him to make tough shots, and he's just doing it. And not only that, but on the defensive end, this is the most locked in I've ever seen Steph Curry. This might be the most locked in I've ever seen him, period. He is putting on a show in these finals. He's putting the Warriors on his back, and it's incredible to watch. It is unreal what Steph Curry did tonight and what he's been doing in these finals. If Steph goes out, continues this play, and wins a finals MVP, it's going to be one of the greatest singular finals performances we've ever seen. The way that he's playing so far, it's incredible. Now, like I said, there were some other guys who had decent games. Andrew Wiggins had 17, 16, and 2 in 43 minutes, including great defense. Kevon Looney, who I said in my last video, I would have liked to see him get more minutes in Game 3, played 28 minutes in this game, had 6 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 assists, including some really big boards that kind of helped shift the momentum towards the Warriors late in that fourth quarter. Jordan Poole, a lot better in this game. He had 14 points. He was doing a better job of being aggressive, taking good shots. He still took a couple shots where it's like, what are you doing? But that's just kind of the way Jordan Poole operates. When he gets it going, when he's kind of feeling it, he's going to take a lot of those crazy shots. Sometimes they fall, sometimes they don't. But tonight, he was good. He had a really solid game, and this is what they need from him. They just need around like 14, 15 points, and they're doing all right. Klay and Draymond really struggled. They combined for 20 points on 33% shooting. Klay just continues to take these crazy shots. If you play 2K, you know, like the whole shot tendency thing that says how much a player is going to shoot in the game. Klay's got that turned up to like 150. He's making some of the shots. He went 4 for 10 from 3, but I still feel like Klay needs to chill out a little bit and get some better looks. Draymond, he's just kind of broken right now. He had 2 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. He was better in this game, but they still need him to be better going forward to win this series. But yeah, Steph Curry really just is the story of the game. The way that he's playing, the way that he's performing, just incredibly underrated for his career, especially in these finals moments. And it's good to see that he's stepping up, and really kind of people are hopefully now realizing that they've been sleeping on Steph as a finals performer, and he probably just had the best game of his career. The stakes of the game, both the finals and, you know, the narratives that were going to go around, just stepping up in such a big way, dominating. I believe this is his second highest scoring output in the finals. It might have been his first. I believe they said, though, that this was his second. It's Steph Curry. He's incredible. Beyond the Warriors, the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum, 23, 11, and 6. He was solid, but really struggled down the stretch. The Celtics as a whole, it felt like they kind of fell into their old ways where they started settling a lot. Like, they spent the whole game getting good looks, finding their way into their offense, running sets, and just ultimately getting the looks that they wanted. And at the end of the game, it felt like they kept going for these kill shot dagger threes that they didn't need. They should have just kept driving to the basket, attacking. It's what was working. The Warriors went small for a lot of this game, which the Celtics punished. They kept attacking, and that ultimately forced Steve Kerr, who, by the way, coached a great game tonight. I want to give a shout to him. At the end of the game, there were a couple possessions where he had Draymond in for defense, and then there was a timeout, and he put Poole in for offense, and then there was a foul, so he put Draymond back in for defense. Just cool coaching to see stuff like that, switching based on the side of the floor that you're on. But really just the Celtics, once Steve Kerr put in Kevon Looney, they kind of started to settle. It's like they were afraid to go inside when they saw a bigger guy. And even when Kevon Looney was down there, it wasn't like he was blocking shots like crazy out there. They kind of just seemed to shift their game plan away from that. They shot more threes. They settled for mid-range jumpers, which Tatum and Brown can hit. But it just felt like they were settling. Like, those weren't the looks they wanted. They ended up scoring 3 points in the last 5.5 minutes of this game, which was both a combination of the Warriors playing great defense, but also the Celtics kind of just settling for jumpers. They really stopped attacking the basket, which was huge for them throughout this game. They've got such a big size advantage. They just didn't really use it towards the end. Jaylen Brown had 21, 6, and 2. He was pretty solid. 18, 4, and 5 from Marcus Smart. He broke a lot of threes at the end. That's another thing that the Celtics do sometimes. When they start settling for shots, there are times, and we saw this in the Heat game, they went up big against the Heat, and for some reason, they just kept giving it to Marcus Smart for threes. Tatum and Brown stopped attacking, and Smart just somehow kept shooting threes at the end of the shot clock. I don't know if they were just trying to run out the clock, like hold on to their lead, but it just felt like they were really settling and they were like, okay, we just need to stall them out rather than, okay, stay aggressive, put our foot on their neck type thing. Derek White at 16 points. He continues to be phenomenal over the course of these finals. Robert Williams was incredible as well. 7 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, with a couple of blocks to go along with that. He's such a force down low. He's really, really good. And I don't really think I need to tell you that. Robert Williams continues to be one of the biggest keys to this series. His rim protection, his athleticism, his ability to keep up pretty well with guys on the perimeter. It's huge for the Celtics. They're going to need him to keep being big in these finals if they do want to win. Really, the key to the Celtics bouncing back is Jason Tatum has got to be a little more efficient. They've got to stop settling for stuff at the end of the game. Like last game, they were getting all of the similar good looks, and they just kept going for them. They kept going to what they knew worked. And in this game, it was a combination of Steph being ridiculous and settling for shots, just kind of falling into their old ways. Neither of these teams have lost 2 games in a row over the course of their playoff runs, so it'll be interesting to see if the Celtics keep that streak going when they head back to Golden State for Game 5. But like I said, to me, this was a must-win for the Warriors, and they capitalized. The series is now a 3-game series with the Warriors having home court advantage. Huge game from Steph, all-time level game, and all-time level finals from one of the best players we've ever seen. But that's about all I've got for you guys in this video. Let me know what your big takeaways were in the comment section below. If you made it to this point in the video, drop a Steph Curry for Finals MVP in the comment section below to let me know you made it to the end. Also, shout out Andrew Wiggins. Almost called him Aaron Wiggins. That's the Thunder fan in me, but he was really good. So those are my thoughts on the games, or the game. We're just going to wrap this up. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Trying to hit 10K before the end of the finals. We've got a bit of a way to go, but maybe we can make it happen. But for right now, I'll see y'all later. Real one safe.